Hello everyone, my name is Monica Scurville and today I'm here to speak to you about the story that I have chosen. But first I would like to speak about Welcome to Country. At first I understood a welcome to country is mainly a formal speech in a respectful way of acknowledging Aboriginal people and the traditional owners of the land where an event would take place. But now, after a deep understanding of the story listening and engaging with the unit materials, along with Auntie Joy Murphy, a Wurundjeri Woiwurrung elder, I now began to understand that a welcome to country has a much deeper meaning. For Aboriginal people, country is not just simple land or physical location. It connects deeply to culture, identity, ancestors, relationships, and belonging. Okay, now let's get started. The story I chose for my story listening practice was My Stolen Childhood and a Life to Rebuild by Sheila Humphrey. This story has really touched me and changed my understanding. When being present in a situation and understanding her pain, I must say this really brought tears to my eyes. When Sheila Humphrey shares her personal experience as a member of the stolen generation and explains how by being separated from her family affects her childhood identity and later life. Before listening to Sheila Humphrey, I realized that I mostly understood stolen generation as something that happened in Australia's past. But her story challenged this assumption, and I began to understand that the effects of being removed from her family and culture can continue through a person's life. This also can affect a person's identity, relationship, and understanding of who you are. When I listened to Sheila Humphrey's story, I tried to practice the diary which Miriam Rose Ogani describes. To know me is to breathe with me. That is a very strong sentence. This deep listening and quiet awareness for me meant slowing down and not immediately judging or thinking about what I would say next. I tried to stay present and really listen to Sheila Humphrey's words, emotions, and experiences. I also connected my listening to Ronaldo's pedagogical of listening, where he explains listening as an active process where he valued another person's ideas and experiences. Sheila Humphrey's experience was one of the hardest parts for me to recognize of my own privileges, and I must thank God that I have not lived that experience myself, but I felt sadness and anger. I also realized that I could finish watching this video and continue with my own life, but Sheila Humphrey could not simply leave these experiences behind. When Sheila Humphrey spoke about losing connection with her family and the impact this had on her sense of belonging, I found this powerful because families and belongings are things that many people take for granted. Her story helped me understand that by removing a child from their family is not only about changing where the child lives, it can also affect their identity, culture, relationship, feelings of belonging. Even in the early year learning framework, it highlights equity, inclusion, and partnership with families and communities, where again I connect and reflect on my future role as an educator. I also realize that as an educator, I should not assume that I automatically know what is best for my child in my care. This is where I see collaboration very important. Why? Because collaboration means working with the children, family, and communities rather than making decisions for them. Families have knowledge about their own children. The educators may not have enough. Aboriginal people also hold cultural knowledge that we educators need to approach with respect and humility. I understand that Aboriginal perspectives also should not just be added to classrooms through a special activity book or celebration. Auntie Joy Murphy's Welcome to Country helped me understand the importance of learning from Aboriginal people and respecting their connection to country and culture. This means building a genuine relationship and listening to Aboriginal people's voices rather than assuming that I already know enough. I want to create opportunities for families to share what is important to them and for the children to express their ideas, choices, and experiences. I also need to make sure that listening actually leads to action. If a family shares something important about their culture, identity, or their child's needs, I should consider how that knowledge can influence the curriculum, environment, and my daily practices. So I must say, this unit and all the stories I have listened to has deepened my understanding and experience to the stolen generation and when developing inclusive, respectful practices. Thank you for listening.